Alright, so hey guys, welcome to to my channel for today. Because actually I did this one and I did it at the 9 minutes, but I have some troubles. Like I have my laptop is stuck, so I have to rebuild it. Alright, so let's start it. This one, let's do it. So yeah. Our brain constantly changes. Every second is changing, every experience is changing. If I put your brain out your head, if I did some brain surgery on you right now with a wall, and I want your brain in your hand, it's not going to do anything include it all day long. You did nothing, your body will function, no change, no genetic division, nothing will happen surgery which would affect that you are alive and I have done that. The only reason your brain and genes are doing anything is because you're thinking, feeling, and choosing is firing them up in either switch on your thinking, feeling and choosing switches just turns on. You are now thinking, feeling, and choosing. It doesn't mind that the eyes, the fact that that's part that we are not have not done enough research on. Then if we enter the years, I say researching, we got to focus on that because otherwise I can use my brain as an skill for everything which is there and as we live in. You can make a relationship work. We have for unity. What if we go to them for to say that they're not that fun. Those are effects. I can be raised in the same household, experience same challenges, same efforts, same permanent tuning. Everything could be identical the same experience. By 20 years on, I can still feel the world in a different way than you. Different from birth. Different from both family totally different. This is why we study identical twins where we have one the same in old age and one get internalized and one who's still firing and still going along. And you know how you perceive the things makes your body work and you hang against you, your mind moving through your brain. Your brain builds that perception physically into your brain. So you're thinking, feeling, choosing one moment by moment of every day. And if you ever take a scenario where I was constantly seeing a negative, so if I have no more than 3 days constantly thought in a certain way, I have built a very strong theory in my brain. A tree is a thought, our thoughts are real things that look like trees. They are cooled by mental use, a state they make of both proteins and gradient 100. They are totally. Right now you are growing at the speed of 40 to 100 period are constantly completing the words and you're listening and you see in the brain. But not you, you've got a habit, you've done something for years. You thought your brain for years. Because of one experience, it because of environment. So there's no durable, there's where level design we int nurture environment and other stuff you described on the eye spectrum. The two traits only to lie something but how they think it. So each experience is on adding more layers to in individual actually in my brain, but here I am receiving. I am may receive the two twins. One receives the relationship with this could receive the situation in this way. Two different men work within the brain. And as you keep thinking in that certain way, so you strengthen, whatever you think about the most growth into toxic and that's part of fully see that. You can change person very easily to stand back, observe their own thinking because no such thing is not with insight. It's getting physics and all of that. You can stand back, observe your own thinking, and you can show someone. Can you see that you're being negative, and you see that is, and you can keep so by showing people. There's always a way for someone to see, but when we choose to do that, if someone has done something and we've been doing for more than 63 days, they have worked apparently into their brain like pathway to play. Those is three, that's why I use this. It's reporting into all computers, and those computers have been very established. To take 31 days to build a long-term memory, it takes 63 days minimum to build a carpet onto anyone. We've been told 63 days. Anything after that, you're going to do expert level. So if I have for 6 years being boring, I'm an expert warrior, it doesn't mean that who am I? We still become. So I can't unbecome. It's hard work. I'm going to have to do a lot of my work and a lot of my management to use emotion signals, the expression anxiety, and I have to use that to tie on the cause of why I'm so negative. But even a long-term memory can be conceptualized, and that means I always remember. So the same example, so is the glass half empty, and it's just been that and just not like actually people just always doing this negative first every business meeting. They just always see the negative. But that person can change the very will become experts in being negative. But they can actually require that they can get into the point squares or work a lot working but to go through the pain of doing it, which people don't want to of today, and actually you can change that and yourself reverse the process. The 5 steps, so the 5 steps was already granted. Guided. That's a big word for embrace and knowledge. Embrace that you embrace that you have and gotta accept this. And this so the second one is you gotta to reflect. It's a deep reflection. It's a process that is the most painful part. Like a certain you say my friends and lots of friends. I say that you've got to first get the patient to hear them so go through the pain before when to hurt. You know how you do. So that a very disappointing process is hard. I'm not lying, but it's good and it takes time. Going to take cycles of 21 days. The second process is to deep reflection where you are basically trying to check back to not recently back, but why am I doing this? Are you studying? Are you change? You thinking that you change your partners. So the first thing is to start to take okay, I'm distressed, this is emotional warning signal. We've got physical warning signals. You're embracing emotional and physical warning, physical from environment and from yourself. You're thinking about this, okay, so why am I always negative? Why am I always depressed? Why am I anxious? And as you go through that process, self-reflection, you're getting to the point where you just find get to it there even there is a little bit to point to you find okay, well maybe this is the end of 21 days. You see, oh, I'm anxious because I'm actually trying to be a perfectionist. I'm trying to control everything in my environment. And it's not quite working out. Or maybe it's because there are too many you thought they would. The third thing is we've got to get the process to what we've got to make the brain to stuff right. The third process is right when you are killing out a lot of and when I say it's like literally so on a page because you see my sequence that I have developed you do spend a minute and a half 2 minutes doing each of thing you got down for a minute and a half. You do reflect a minute and a half you grind for a minute and a half and then you would recheck. Now recheck is a process. You go back and look pattern of the triggers are your what does it mean? So you think of it, I become aware of something going on. I am reflecting where am I feeling, I'm starting to get into the root of only a minute and a half you must move on. You're writing that down, maybe a bunch of somebody you write it down. Written jumbo with jumbo and you think you get some level of order. Then you go to you get as long and get the level of order. So okay, that's my little tiny task for today. And it makes me simple as when I feel this anxiety coming on, I'm gonna compartmentalize it and I'm gonna go about it. Today at 6 o'clock. 3 minutes I have where only a little bit of emotion you get out of which points. You must only get a bit of every day. Not everything every day we can't solve it all more build a day. It's little things change over time. We try and fix it quick, you cannot get there. It's a process you have to do without it. Non-consensus. It's a deep, it's indicative, detective process that you're doing. So let's say you start seeing I'm okay worrying because I'm starting to get a glimpse of maybe it could be this, but maybe so what can I do today? A little activity rich. And actively rich is then if I see that even less than the worrying thing, I just wake up and worry. I just that's it late that I'm stuck in getting so it's okay. I'm gonna worry all what's out today. It's day one. I just told out that I actually never stop worrying. So cool was now the bridge. I worry as that hit me in the face. I'm going to say, okay, this worry. I can do this now. I'm dealing with tonight. So now it's 6 o'clock in the morning, deal with 6 o'clock tonight. As you go through the day, this is that. What also happens, you take energy from the body. Every thought you build is a real living thing. It has energy, it's firing energy. So if I take this worry, toxic, and I say, okay, take with you, boss, I'm going to deal with you. You just been busy, have nothing about it. Then by the time you sit along tonight, come 2 hours later, and seems a lot of energy. Alright. By the day it will change, that the brain couldn't change if I changed that I did core people that had trained with brain injury, like major. They had been brought in by nurtured and nurtured and to deliberate intellectual building of brain learning, growing brain, start studying daily, went back to university and they are this school getting high grades and was this kid that had been running a vegetable See that happen quite often. Just me, there's many scientists who have seen shown that when you use the mind, your brain will change. Oh, okay. So I think that this is the end of this video for today. I think that I'm gonna have just a 10 minutes speaking French and just a little bit of speaking English because I cannot just give it anyway. I have to do it. Alright. So bye guys and see you in this. Actually it's not 30 minutes speaking but just some stuff. It also a 30 minute I can call it is a 30 minutes speaking. 30 minutes speaking but it's not like a 30 minutes. And I'm gonna say that I'm gonna move to the 20 minutes French but it's not a 20 minutes. Alright, so bye guys and see you again in these 30 minutes French and 20 minutes and 30 minutes speaking French. 30 minutes speaking and the 20 minutes speaking French and it's not actually 30 minutes and it's not actually 20 minutes. Bye guys.